There comes a moment when the sky splits and the storm does not ask for permission. It does not knock. It kicks the door from its hinges and fills your lungs with wind you didn't expect to breathe. The call you prayed would never come. The betrayal you never imagined. The weight you swore you weren't built to carry. And yet, here you stand. Strength is not the roar that shakes the room. Strength is the spine that stays straight when the roof is caving. Strength is the breath you refuse to surrender when panic claws at your chest. It is the stillness in your bones when everything else trembles. Quiet power. Unmoved resolve. The kind of courage that doesn't need witnesses to be real. You may be tired, but you are not finished. You may feel shattered, but you are not defeated. You did not survive every midnight to collapse at dawn. There is a fire inside you that no wind can extinguish, no wave can drown, no failure can smother. If the world cannot see it yet, let it learn. If your own heart has forgotten, let it remember. Do not romanticize the pain, but do not fear it either. Pain is a teacher with a hard accent and brutal lessons, but it does not grade your worth. It shapes your grip. It carves capacity. It proves that while comfort makes you soft, adversity makes you sharp. Steel is not born from silk. It is born from heat. Look at your reflection with the honesty of a warrior. Say it out loud. I will not be defined by this hit. I will not be measured by this moment. I am the storm's answer key. I am the reason the wind learns to respect a rooted tree. Even if your hands shake, lift your chin. Even if your voice cracks, speak your name with authority. You belong in this day. Claim it. The storm is not personal. It is purposeful. It exposes weak foundations and reveals what is anchored in bedrock. Let the rain wash away what was never yours to carry. Let the lightning illuminate the path you were too afraid to see. Let the thunder teach your pulse a new rhythm. You are not drowning. You are deepening. Remember the truth that outlives the noise. You have been here before in different clothes. Another valley, another night, another impossible thing. And yet the sun found you. The breath returned. The ground held. Build your confidence on evidence, not emotion. Your history is not a chain. It is a credential. So when the storm arrives without warning, stand. Not because you feel ready, but because readiness is born in the standing. Let your silence speak in the language of endurance. Let your presence say, I refuse to vanish. You are stronger than this moment, and this moment will learn it the hard way. Pain shouts. Purpose whispers. Most people never change because they never get quiet enough to hear the whisper. They replay the wound so loudly that the way forward is drowned out. But if you can still your soul, just for a breath, you will hear a question rising from the center of who you are. What now? Why me? Ties you to the past. What now? Unlocks the future. Why me? Demands an explanation. What now? Demands a decision. One keeps you circling the scene of the injury, the other escorts you to the next chapter. Shift the question, and you shift your life. Your purpose is not fragile. It does not evaporate under pressure. Purpose is the anvil on which your character is forged. The storm does not cancel it. The storm clarifies it. What broke you will either brand you with bitterness or brand you with direction. Decide. Will this define me or refine me? Anchor yourself to a meaning larger than your mood. Feelings are waves. Purpose is the shoreline. Feelings surge and recede. Purpose remains. When motivation evaporates at noon, purpose keeps working. When doubt takes the mic, purpose cuts the sound. When fear drafts the script, purpose edits the page. Tell yourself the truth with unflinching clarity. I did not choose the hit, but I choose the response. I did not order this storm, but I will own this ship. I cannot command the wind, but I can set the sail. Responsibility is not blame, it is power. The moment you claim it, you move. Your scars are not decorations, they are directions. Each one points to a capacity you didn't know you had. Patience you didn't choose to learn, courage you didn't want to practice, resilience you never planned to need. Trace them with reverence. They are not the end of you. They are the map to you. Trade the language of loss for the language of leverage. Not "this ruined me," but "this revealed me." Not "I'm stuck," but "I'm being shaped." Not "I'm finished," but "I'm forged." Speak like someone who intends to build. Words are scaffolding. Raise them strong and... Yes, you will be tempted to wait for perfect conditions. You will hope for calmer weather, clearer signs, kinder odds. But purpose does not bloom in ideal soil. It blooms in whatever ground you plant it. Take the next faithful step. Small, specific today. Courage is rarely a leap. It is usually a sequence. Remember, most people are not defeated by what happens around them, but by what happens within them. Guard your inner parliament. Vote for truth, not terror. When the old story barges in, too late, too broken, too far gone, answer with evidence. I'm still here. I'm still breathing. I'm still moving. That is progress. That is proof. Ask, "What now?" and answer with action. Call the mentor. Schedule the therapy. Draft the plan. Send the email. Hydrate. Pray. Train. Clean the room where your future will sit. Stack the smallest wins until they weigh more than your fear. Momentum is mercy. It meets you in motion. You will walk alone for a while. Vision is lonely at first, then crowded later. Some will misread your silence as surrender. Let them. You are not collecting approval, you are collecting alignment. The right voices will find you when your life starts speaking fluent purpose. And when doubt returns, and it will, treat it like weather, not identity. Storms pass. Names remain. Your name is not barely. Your name is not almost. Your name is not used to be. Your name is builder, riser, flame keeper. Wear it until your reflex agrees. So, what now? Now you choose the question that builds a bridge. Now you aim your pain like a compass. Now you become the calm the storm could not steal, the rooted tree the wind could not uproot, the steady step that turned survival into story and story into strength. Now you move, because purpose is waiting where "why me" ends and "what now" begins. There is a voice inside you no microphone can capture and no crowd can drown out. It narrates your days, names your fears, and signs your permissions. If you do not master that voice, it will master you. Not because it is always right, but because you believe it without question. Hear me. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind them. Thoughts are weather. You are the sky. Doubt can thunder, shame can rain, fear can flash across the horizon, but the sky remains. When the old story rises, too late, too broken, too far gone, answer like a storm-proof. Mountain, I remain. Take back the mic. When your inner critic hisses, "You can't," answer, "Watch me." When it sneers, "Who do you think you are?" answer, "The author." When it whispers, "What if you fail?" answer, "What if I learn, adapt, and return stronger?" Your words are not decoration. Your words are direction. They are blueprints for your next behavior. Practice the 3 C's. Catch, challenge, choose. Catch the thought as it enters. Name it without fear. That's catastrophizing. That's comparison. That's an echo from a hurt I've already healed. Challenge it with evidence. Is this true? Always? For everyone? Or is this a reflex from an old season? Choose a higher script. I act with courage. I build with focus. I move anyway. Guard your gates. Your inner voice eats what your outer life feeds it. If you diet on gossip, your thoughts learn contempt. If you binge on outrage, your brain marinates in fear. Curate your inputs like your destiny depends on it, because it does. Read what stretches you. Listen to what strengthens you. Walk with people whose presence lifts you into accuracy about who you are. Rehearse truth. Say it until your nervous system believes you. I am not the event. I am the evidence. I am not the wound. I am the wisdom. I am not the failure. I am the forge. Make it practical. Set a thought audit timer for 3 moments today, morning, noon, and night. When it pings, write down what's been looping in your mind. Replace each limiting line with a liberating one. If your mind insists, I'm behind, write, I am on a unique timeline and I'm moving now. If it mutters, no one cares, write, alignment over applause. The right ones find me when I walk in purpose. Treat your tone with respect. Would you speak to a loved one the way you speak to yourself? If not, upgrade it. You cannot shame yourself into greatness. You can coach yourself there, firm, fair, focused. Be the mentor your mission deserves. And, when the inner courtroom convenes to prosecute your past, present the full exhibit list. Show the days you stood when quitting was convenient. Show the nights you stitched yourself together with prayer, breath, sweat, and pages. Show the mornings you walked out the door even with your heart in pieces. The jury will see it. Resilience lives here. This is not toxic positivity. This is trained accuracy. You are not lying to yourself. You are refusing to be lied to. You are choosing language that builds capacity, not cages. You are teaching your mind to speak the dialect of destiny. So, command the voice within. Let it become a drum that sets your cadence, a compass that keeps your bearings, a lighthouse that pulls you through fog. And when it finally aligns with your purpose, your steps will follow, your habits will harden, and your life will begin to sound like the truth you've been speaking all along. There will be days when your heart feels like shattered glass, and your courage feels misplaced. Days when grief sits on your chest and exhaustion steals the color from the room. In that ache, most people wait to feel whole before they move. But wholeness is not the entry ticket. Movement is. Show up broken. Show up with the tremble in your hands and the crack in your voice. Show up with yesterday's tears not yet dry. Show up with your questions, your quiet, your barely there belief. Showing up is not performance. It is permission. It tells your future, I am present for my healing. I am here for my life. Do not confuse healing with hiding. Rest is sacred. Retreat is sometimes strategy, but hiding is different. It handcuffs your future to yesterday's pain. Healing happens in motion. Limp if you must. Crawl if you must. Breathe like a metronome. In for courage, out for clarity. One step is a sentence in the story of your recovery. Write it. Make the next step microscopic and non-negotiable. Text the therapist, drink the water, walk the block, open the laptop, tidy the desk where your future will sit, reply to one email, read one page, do one set. Small is not weak. Small is the doorway. Stack small until it becomes unstoppable. Reframe the mess. You are not a disaster. You are under construction. Scaffolding is not shame. It's proof a building is rising. The caution tape around your heart? It's not. A warning to stay away. It's a declaration that skilled work is happening inside. Wear your scars like credentials, not chains. A scar is a healed place, a signed affidavit that pain tried and failed to end you. It is not an invitation for pity. It is a badge of authority. It says, I have met midnight and I still greet morning. Listen when I tell you what endurance can do. Understand the physics of courage. It does not arrive before the act. It activates during the act. You do not wait to feel brave. You behave your way into bravery. Courage lives in progression. Breathe, stand, speak, step, repeat. It compounds. Your nervous system learns, we move even when it hurts, and the hurt starts to loosen its grip. Balance truth and direction. Tell the truth. This is hard. I am hurting. I need help. Then add direction. This is not the end. I am moving. I am healing. Both can live in the same sentence, broken and becoming, ache and advance, tears and tenacity. Honor the rhythm. Recovery is not linear. It's a coastline. Forward, sideways, back, forward again. Measure progress like a cartographer, not a sprinter. Chart the terrain, celebrate the inches, document the return. Some victories will be loud, others will be so quiet only your future self will applaud. Both count. Train for pressure, not perfect conditions. The next level won't arrive wrapped in comfort. It will come disguised as resistance. That's not punishment, that's preparation. Diamonds are carbon under pressure. Steel is ore through fire. Character is you, choosing to act when it would be easier to avoid. You are being formed for futures you cannot yet see. Refuse the myth that you must earn your worth with flawless days. You are worthy in the rubble and worthy on the mountain. Your value is not a variable that fluctuates with performance. It is a constant. Anchor there, especially when everything else is moving. Keep your circle clean. The wrong people will call your honest struggle weakness. The right people will call it warrior work and stand shoulder to shoulder in the rain. Let the weeds go. Guard the warriors. Borrow their belief when yours is on empty. Mark the moments, when you choose to get out of bed, when you tell the truth instead of telling the comfortable lie. When you forgive, not because they earned it, but because you won't rent space to bitterness. When you try again after the last attempt collapsed. These are sacred thresholds. Cross them with intention, and when the question arrives, how? Can I show up like this? Answer with a better one. How can I not? Your future is waiting on the other side of this faithful, imperfect, courageous attendance. Purpose doesn't require you perfect. It requires you present. So show up broken and keep showing up. Let your steps be sermons and your scars be syllables. Let your consistency do the talking until your confidence catches up. One day soon, you will look back at the season you feared would finish you, and you will thank the version of yourself who stood in the ashes, lifted a shaking hand, and said, "Again." There comes a moment when life stops knocking politely and blows the whole door off its hinges. No warning, no schedule, no chance to prepare. The phone call, the betrayal, the failure, the diagnosis. It comes like a storm at midnight, ripping through everything you thought was steady, and in that storm, you will feel the temptation to freeze, to wait it out, to sit in the wreckage until the sun comes back. But hear me, growth does not wait for the weather to clear. Destiny does not, delay itself for your comfort. Purpose will demand that you learn to build while the wind is still howling. You can't wait for calm, because calm doesn't make you. Comfort doesn't grow you. Sunshine doesn't sharpen you. Storms do. The storm strips away illusions. It rips the mask off false friendships. It crushes the idols you built out of control and certainty. It shows you what cannot be shaken and what should never have stood in the first place. That pain you feel, it isn't here to destroy you. It's here to develop you. Every strong tree you've ever seen, everyone with roots like iron and bark like armor, stood through a storm that could have killed it, and it stands taller because of it. Its roots went deeper because the wind gave it no choice. Its bark grew thicker because the rain didn't ask permission. That's you. You are not fragile. You were not built to break at the first sign of trouble. You were built to bend, to sway, to stand back up after the winds try to take you out. The storm is not personal. It is preparation. Diamonds are born in the dark, under heat that would destroy anything weaker. Steel is forged in fire. Hammered, again and again until its shape can withstand the weight of battle. So why do you think your destiny will be handed to you on a calm, easy day? No. It will come through pressure. Through nights when you cry out for answers and hear nothing but your own heartbeat telling you to keep going. Through mornings when you rise with eyes swollen from the weight of yesterday, but you rise anyway. That's what the storm teaches you. That faith isn't faith when the path is clear. That courage isn't courage when the risk is small. That strength isn't strength when there's no weight to carry. You want to grow. Then stop cursing the storm. Start learning from it. Because storms are classrooms. They teach you what you really believe when everything familiar is stripped away. They teach you to stand on promises, not feelings. On discipline, not moods. On commitment, not convenience. So when the winds rage, plant your feet. When the lightning flashes, keep building. When the thunder shakes everything around you, lift your chin and declare, I will not be buried here. I am being planted, because the storm does not last forever. But what it builds in you will. And when the clouds finally break, when the sun spills across the sky again, people will look at you and wonder how you're still standing. They won't understand that. The storm didn't break you. It built you. It made you. It revealed you. The storm is shaping you for the next season. Don't waste it. Listen closely. No one rises alone. Yes, the work is yours. The discipline, the midnight hours, the tears no one sees, those belong to you. But destiny is never a solo assignment. The people around you will either pull you higher or poison your purpose. And you better learn the difference. Because some people love the version of you that stays small, the version that plays safe, the version that doesn't challenge their comfort or expose their lack of growth. Your rising will unsettle them. Your ambition will remind them of the dreams they buried. Not everyone clapping for you is on your side. Some cheer because they think you won't last. Some smile because they expect you to fail. Some will celebrate you publicly and sabotage you privately. Those are the weeds. And weeds don't need permission to grow. They show up uninvited. They blend in like they belong. But given enough time, they choke the life out of everything planted with purpose, so cut them out. Without apology, without explanation, because you cannot rise while carrying dead weight. But then there are the warriors. The ones who walk in when the crowd walks out. The ones who see your weakness and don't use it as a weapon. The ones who challenge your excuses, sharpen your thinking, and speak life when all you hear is doubt. Warriors don't compete with you. They complete the circle around you. They pray when you're silent. They fight for you in rooms you'll never enter. They remind you who you are when the storm tries to make you forget. And listen, warriors are rare. That's why you have to choose carefully. You don't need a crowd. You need a circle. Small, solid, strategic. The wrong voices will talk you out of dreams heaven has already stamped with possible. The right voices will hold you accountable to the greatness they see in you when you're too tired to see it yourself. Who speaks into your life matters, because words are seeds. And if you let fearful, bitter, small-minded voices plant in your soil, don't be surprised when anxiety and self-doubt start growing like weeds in your mind. Guard your circle like your future depends on it, because it does. Find people who clap when you win but stay when you lose, who celebrate the spotlight but love you in the shadows, who don't just tell you what you want to hear but what you need to hear. And here's the truth. Some of those people won't look impressive on paper. They won't have titles. They won't be loud. But you'll know them by their fruit. Peace follows them. Integrity walks with them. Strength rises when they enter the room. That's who you link arms with. Because when life hits, and it will, you don't rise alone. You rise with the ones who refuse to let you fall. So choose carefully. Build wisely. Love deeply. And never apologize for raising the standard for who gets access to your future. Because your purpose is too precious to be surrounded by the wrong people. There comes a moment when you realize the greatest war you'll ever fight will not be against other people. It will not be in boardrooms or battlefields or public arenas. No, the most relentless fight you will ever face will be the one inside your own mind. Because your thoughts will try to betray you. They will echo the failures of yesterday. They will play on repeat the words of those who doubted you, rejected you, abandoned you, They will drag up every regret, every mistake, every insecurity, and whisper, "See, this is who you really are." But hear me. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who chooses which thoughts to plant and which to throw out. You are the one who decides what grows in the garden of your mind. And if you don't take that power back, life will feel like a prison even when the door is wide open. Some of you wake up every morning already defeated because the first voice you hear is the critic in your head telling you you're not enough, telling you you're too late, telling you failed too many times to try again, but that voice is lying to you. It always has. That voice was shaped by the pain of the past, by the opinions of people who didn't see your worth, by moments that tried to break you but didn't. And if you let it run wild, it will write a story for your life that was never meant to be told. So what do? You take the pen back. You rewrite the script. You start speaking truth where lies once lived. Because the words you speak over yourself matter more than you think. They shape the way you see the world. They decide how much courage you carry, how much risk you take, how much joy you allow yourself to feel. You can have opportunity all around you, but if your mind is poisoned with self-doubt, you'll sabotage every door that opens because you've already decided you're not worthy of walking through it. So, here's the challenge. From this day forward, speak life over yourself. Speak strength even when you feel weak. Speak victory even when you taste defeat. Speak hope even when the night is long and the answers are far away. Say it until you believe it. I am not my mistakes. I am not too late. I am not broken beyond repair. I am stronger than I feel right now. My future will not be a copy of my past. Say it again and again until the ground beneath your feet starts to believe it too. Because what you rehearse in your mind becomes the rhythm of your life. If you keep replaying loss, you will live in fear. If you keep replaying failure, you will live in shame. But if you start replaying victory, healing, redemption, you will start to rise. And rising doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you stop letting the voice of defeat have the loudest microphone in your head. Train your mind like a soldier. Discipline your thoughts like an athlete. When fear shows up, challenge it. When shame speaks, confront it. When doubt creeps in, drown it with truth, because the enemy isn't always out. They're somewhere. Sometimes the enemy is the story you keep telling yourself. Change the story, and you change the outcome. Your mind is the first battlefield. Win there, and everything else begins to fall into place. Survival is not the goal. Hear that again. Survival is not the goal. Because some of you have been through so much pain, so much loss, so much disappointment that you started to believe making it through the day was enough. You've lowered your expectations. You've shrunk your dreams. You've convinced yourself that breathing is the same thing as living, but you were not born just to survive. You were born to rise. There is a version of you waiting on the other side of fear. A version of you who doesn't just wake up to exist, but to build, to create, to lead, to love deeply, to give boldly, to live fully. But you will never meet that version if you stay in the prison of survival mode. Survival mode teaches you to stay small. It whispers, don't risk anything. Don't hope too much. Don't dream too big. You know what happened last time, and so you build walls around yourself. Walls to keep out disappointment, betrayal, failure. But those same walls also keep out joy, love, growth, and purpose. It's time to tear them down. Yes, survival has its place. It kept you alive when life hit you hardest. It gave you the strength to endure nights that felt endless, days that felt unbearable. Survival got you here. But survival is not your home. You cannot stay camped in the place you almost died and call it living. At some point, you have to rise. Rise above the fear that told you good things won't last. Rise above the shame that told you your scars disqualified you. Rise above the Lies that told you you're too broken to be used for anything meaningful. Because the truth is this: the things that tried to kill you are about to become the things that build you. Every scar, every setback, every sleepless night. It all becomes the foundation you rise from, and when you rise with power. Not the shallow power of money or fame or status. No, this is the kind of power that can't be taken from you, the kind built in the fire, the kind forged in storms, the kind no one can give you, so no one can take it away. And when you rise, people will look at you and wonder how. How did you survive what broke others? How did you rebuild after losing so much? How did you find joy after so much pain? And you will tell them the truth. I stopped living like a victim. I stopped waiting for permission. I stopped bowing to fear. I decided that my story wasn't over yet, because rising is a decision, not a feeling, not a mood, a choice. You choose to stand when everything in you wants to stay on the ground. You choose to build when everything in you says it's safer to stay broken. You choose to believe again when everything in you says hope is dangerous. And that choice, that defiant, radical choice, is what changes everything. So today, right here, right now, make the choice to rise. Rise with your scars. Rise with your fear. Rise with your past still healing and your future still uncertain. Because the world doesn't need perfect people. It needs rising people. People who carry both pain and purpose in the same hands and keep moving forward anyway. This is your moment. This is your turning point. This is the chapter where you stop surviving and start living. So rise. Listen closely. Not everyone who walks with you is walking for you. Some people are in your life because of what you can do for them, not because they believe in who you are becoming. Some stay because they like the version of you that stays small, silent, easy to control. Some cheer for you until you start rising higher than their comfort allows. And when you do rise, you will notice something. People will reveal themselves, the ones who clap when you win but secretly hope you fail. The ones who smile in your face but water seeds of doubt behind your back. The ones who once held your hand but let it go when the road turned uphill. Listen to me. Their absence is not your loss. It is your freedom. Because your purpose is too precious to be surrounded by people who drain your strength, mock your dreams, and question your calling every time you open your mouth to speak life over yourself. You need a different kind of circle. You need warriors. Warriors don't compete with you. They sharpen you. They don't laugh at your scars. They honor them. They don't fuel your excuses. They confront them with truth. They don't walk away in storms. They grab an oar and help you row through the waves. A real warrior friend will look you in the eyes when life knocks you flat on the ground and say, "We're not staying here. Get up. We're moving." You need people like that. People who pray for you when you have no words left. People who remind you of your strength when your own reflection doesn't recognize it. People who refuse to let you settle for survival when they see greatness in your future. Because here's the truth. Your circle shapes your strength. Spend enough time with doubters, and you will start doubting yourself. Spend enough time with gossips, and you will start feeding on negativity. Spend enough time with the bitter, and life will taste sour no matter how much sugar you pour on it. But spend time with builders, those who dream big. Fight hard, speak life, rise after storms, and you will start to rise too. Energy is contagious. Faith is contagious. Courage is contagious. So look at the people around you. Are they watering your purpose or poisoning your progress? Because you cannot carry dead weight and expect to fly. This next season of your life will require people who can handle your calling, people who clap for your growth even when it leaves them behind, people who push you to heal, to believe, to rise, people who see the future in you when all you see is the fight in front of you, and if that means letting some people go, let them go. You are not being cruel. You are being called higher. Some people were only meant for the chapter of your survival, not the book of your destiny. Don't chain yourself to those who refuse to grow, because loyalty to the wrong circle will rob you of the life you were born to live. So guard your circle. Protect your energy. Surround yourself with warriors who know your scars but call you strong anyway. Because when the battle comes, and it will rise together, not alone. And now we come to the moment you've been waiting for. The storm has come. The losses have left their mark. The nights were long. The pain was real. But you are still here. Bruised, yes. Scarred, yes. Shaken, maybe. But defeated, never. Because you were not built to stay buried under the weight of what tried to break you. Everything you've been through, the betrayal, the heartbreak, the failures, the losses, was shaping something in you the world could not see yet. Something stronger, something wiser, something unshakable. And now, it's time. Time to stop rehearsing the pain and start releasing the power it gave you. Time to stop letting your scars whisper shame and start letting them shout survival. Time to stop waiting for permission to live and start rising like someone who knows the storm was never your ending, just your training ground. Because your scars are not chains, they are evidence. Evidence that you fought. Evidence that you endured. Evidence that what was meant to kill you failed. And when people ask how you made it, you will tell them the truth. I didn't wait for perfect conditions. I didn't wait to stop trembling. I didn't wait until the fear left. I rose while my knees were shaking. I fought while my heart was breaking. I kept walking through the storm because I knew the story wasn't over yet. And listen to me carefully. You are not rising for applause. You are not rising for revenge. You are not rising for validation. You are rising because your purpose demands it. You are rising because someone else needs to see that survival is not the end of the story. That broken people can build strong legacies. That scarred hands can still carry light into the darkest places. So let this be your declaration today. I will not quit. I will not shrink. I will not bow to fear, to pain, to regret, to the voices that said I wouldn't make it. I will rise. I will rise with fire in my spirit and purpose in my bones. I will rise carrying every lesson the storm taught me, every ounce of strength the pain gave me, every dream that refused to die in me. And when I rise, I will build. I will lead. I will love. I will give. Because this life is not about perfection. It is about becoming, and I am still becoming. So to every setback, every storm, every scar, thank you. You tried to bury me, but you didn't realize I was a seed. And seeds always rise.